Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, welcome back for another episode with Key Marie. Today is Wednesday, so you guys know what that means. Today is story time and wine. Today we are having a red wine, and it's just like a red Moscato, and it's delicious. So let's take a sip. Perfect. So before we start, I want you guys to pause this video and head over to subscribe to my channel and click the little notification bell so that way you guys know whenever I post a video. I cannot talk tonight, apparently. Anyways, guys, so like you guys saw from the title, this is a story time, and this is talking about how I got pregnant. Ding, ding, ding. Drop the like super dramatic music. All right, guys, so let's jump right into the story. So basically, we're gonna go back to the end of 2008. Okay, so the end of 2008, I had just got out of a relationship that I had been in for a while, and I was just like living my life. I had just turned 21 that summer. I had just got my first apartment, so I was like living life. I was just like, you know. Having the best time. I was in college. I also was working full time. So there was this guy that I worked with. I didn't know him, but I had seen him around at work. Never, thought too much of it. Just thought he was attractive. He was. So I saw him at work and he was very attractive. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's cute, But to be honest, guys, if I can be very frank, he used to wear this bag to work, and it was like, it said, I think it said Jamaica on it. And prior to that, I had an encounterment, me and my best friend at the time, with some guys that we were talking to, and they were Jamaican. And so when I saw his bag, I was like afraid for my life. He's Jamaican, run. Right? So I just thought he was cute, but I was gonna never talk to him because he was Jamaican. I know that sounds bad, but I had terrible experience with a psycho, crazy guy when I was very young, just in college, and it was no bueno, okay? But anyway, so I saw this guy, he was cute. I was like, oh, he's cute from afar, right? So I would like look at him and stuff like that. I thought he was super attractive. Nothing more, nothing less, right? So fast forward to me getting out of a relationship, and having a good time. I was hanging out with my friends. I was hanging out with my cousins. I was like partying, going out, which is all stuff that I didn't really do. Like I had done a little bit my freshman year in college, but I had tamed it down like a whole lot. So I really wasn't doing anything as far as like going out and stuff like that. So guys, I literally was going out, right? I went out. Okay, so after I got out of a relationship, I was kind of like talking to a guy who I had liked, but he had just got out of something as well. So we were like, we should just maybe just be friends. So I was a little upset. So the night that I met the guy whom I ended up having a child with, when I met him that night, I was like super, super, super drunk. So anyways, we went to a party. It was like a frat party or whatever. And I remember before we went, me and my best friend at the time, we had drank like a whole bottle of Malibu. And we were just like, her and I, we were just vibing, we were like the same person, I felt like, inside. Like we were so similar in a lot of ways. We were like, gosh, like 5 days apart, born. So like we had very kindred spirits, I feel. Anyway, so we were just having a good time. We were partying. I think she was just like newly single as well, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe, I don't know, I don't remember because it was a while ago. But anyways, I was having a good time. I was drinking, partying, dancing, and then they started playing all this music, and I was on the dance floor, and I was dancing. Like, this guy came up behind me and he started like dancing on me. So I was like dancing with him back, not like grinding on him, but like dancing with him, right? So I was dancing with him, and then the guy from work, guys, listen, the guy from work, I saw him across the way, and he was looking at me while I was dancing with the other guy, and he just came up and he just started dancing with me. So I was like, oh, you know, when you get a little liquid courage, you'd be like, oh, you trying to dance? Oh, let's see if you can dance, you know? So we started dancing, and like we were just vibing. It was crazy. So fast forward, that night was cool. He asked me for my number. I actually gave it to him, which I never ever do. I never give my number out to anyone, especially when I'm under the influence and at a party. But I liked him, so I was like, yeah, let me give him my number. So anyways, he was like talking, he had hit me up right when we had left the party. And then my friend, she literally knows like everyone, and so like I went to a different school from them, so I didn't know a lot of people. So like I didn't know who this guy was or anything like that. Of course she knew. I swear she's like modern day 411 or something. Like, she just knows all this stuff, so she's always like giving you the scoop on everything, which is very helpful sometimes. So she's like, you can't talk to him, he's got a girlfriend, blah blah. So when he hit me up, I was like, don't hit me up if you had a girlfriend. Like, I'm not that girl, right? So he was just like, no, I just got out of something, blah blah blah. That's another story for another time. Anyways, so fast forward, we were hanging out a lot, like, and I mean, I liked him. Like, I feel hardcore. Like, I felt fast and hard. It was like a crazy roller coaster. Like, we just clicked and connected and vibed, and I was just like, oh man, he's just like so amazing and like dope. And like, he was doing like music, he was talented, he could do art, and all this like cool stuff, right? So we're hanging out a lot, and the next thing I know, my cousin graduated from high school, and I went to her graduation. And then after that, because so at the time, the guy and I, we had started like talking, right? But he lived like an hour plus like away. So anyways, after her graduation, I drove up to go see him, right? So I drove up to go see him to spend, I think it was the weekend with him or whatever, to spend the weekend with him. And I was like super excited. I had like little butterflies in my tummy. You know how like when you first start talking to someone, they give you like the little ooey gooey feelings. That's how I was feeling, y'all. I wonder why I got pregnant. Anyways, so went up there to go see him. I was smitten. I was very like taken back. I thought he was so cute. He had like dimples, which I had never dated a guy with dimples, but I always loved dimples. I think they're so cute. So anyways, he had dimples, and I was like, oh, he's so cute. Like, real fine, you know, like to me. So anyways, hung out with him. I had this dress on, guys. If I have a picture, I'm going to post a picture of me in this dress. If I have it, I'm going to post it right here. Anyways, so I had that dress on, and it was like low cut in the front. It was like a, what is it? What are those dresses that guys love to see girls wearing?
It's springtime! Why y'all girls still wearing jeans? It's sunglass season! Let me dance with all your
Sundress. It was like a sundress, but it had like the low cut, right? Who I thought I was, y'all. My body was popping back then. No, it was popping. Anyways, so I had the dress on. I went to his house. We was hanging out, and we were supposed to go on a date. Next thing I know, one thing leads to another, and you know, some adult things happen. Okay, so I was like super into our first date when we went to go see the movie Up. I was like, this is so cute, blah 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 blah. So fast forward about 30 days, He had a birthday. We all hung out for his birthday. He turned 21 or whatever, and we all went out. And I remember, like, I felt good, but I felt weird. So, like, my feet were starting to swell. I had, like, these really high, like, stilettos on. And usually at the time, I used to wear heels all the time. So I was like, man, why are my feet, like, why do I feel like this? So anyways, I went home. I left, like, the party early, went home. And then that night when he was done hanging out with his, like, friends, his brother brought him to my house because he was super intoxicated. It's your 21st birthday, of course. This is what we do. So anyways, he came over, and I was, like, still feeling bad. So then, like, a couple days later, I told him, maybe it was like a week later, I told him, I was like, man, like, I just don't feel right. And he was like, I think you're pregnant. And I was like, what? No, there's no way. So anyways, I went to the store. We went to the store. We went and got a test. Came back. Took a test. You're pregnant, my dear. I was like flabbergasted. I was like, what? Let's zoom in on my face. What? Instant replay. What? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is not happening. Like, it happened so fast, right? Although, like, we had talked about, like, kids and, like, being together and things like that. Like, we were, like, literally, like, planning a future, and we had only been together for a couple months. I just feel like we were very, like, much into each other for the most part. There's some other things that was going on at the time. That's another story for another time. But anyways, so yeah, so I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. What do I do? Damn. So my mom, my parents disowned me, guys, by the way. Like, they disowned me, and they were just like, we're not dealing with this. You're ruining your life, all this other stuff. And I was just like, no, I'm not. I love him. I want to have this baby and have this family, and all these, like, things in your head that you come up with when you're planning your life. And so anyways, I was like dead set, right? So they disowned me. Thank God for his family. They were very, like, welcoming and open arms to me. So anyways, fast forward now, guys. What is it? 10 years later, I have a beautiful 9-year-old daughter. She is amazing, amazing, amazing. She's super smart. She's got a little sass like her mom, of course, but she looks just like her dad, just like him. And people are always like, you couldn't stand him when you were pregnant because she looks like him. I guess that's like a saying, but I'm always like, is it that you couldn't stand that person or you love them a lot? I don't know if the baby comes out looking just like them. I'm not sure. How does it work? You guys have to let me know in the comments below. Anyways, so yeah. So I always tell him, like, when we got together, you got to blame it on the goose. I remember they played that song too, that Jamie Foxx song. Blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the she says she usually don't. Blame it on the goose. Yeah, that one. They played that song, and I was blaming it on the goose. Let me take a drink on that. Y'all, I was blaming it on the goose, okay? But anyways, yeah, I have a beautiful daughter now, and she's 9. That was a really hard time for me. When I got pregnant, it was not planned. I was still in college. It happened very quick, and I knew what I wanted at the time. Well, I thought I knew what I wanted. But now that I look back, I'm just like, girl, you were so young. Like, did you really know what you wanted? You kind of know an idea of what you want, but do you really know what you want? So anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how that happened. And then it was just like, boom, I was pregnant. It was crazy. People couldn't believe it. I remember people were talking about me, like up and down, and like, cause he had just got out of something. So it was like a whole big thing. And then I had just got out of something before, like a couple months before that, before I met him. So it was just kind of like, people were just like whispering and talking trash. And I'm just like, baby, he's the daddy, he's my baby. Like, this is what it is. Anyways, so that's a crazy story, guys, but that's exactly how it happened. If you guys are wondering and interested in what happened with him, so we had a child. We dated for 5 years. And yeah, I mean, we had a child together. And then we got married. So, I pretty much planned out like what I wanted. I knew who I wanted it with. So every time I think about the story to when I got pregnant, I'm just like, what? Girl, what you was doing, girl? You was doing grown up things, girl. You was doing grown up things, girl. You was not ready for all the responsibility that came along with being a mother either, because I was so young. But anyways, it was a great time. It was a great ride. Like, I enjoyed like falling in love with him and experiencing like my first child and things like that. It was hard because there was a lot of things going on throughout. One day I'll have to tell you guys about all the things that happened in between time, in the meantime. Yeah, guys, so that's my story time, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that if you guys have a similar story to this or a story that you can tell me, put it in the comments below, because I want to know. I want to know the juicy details, guys. I want to know what's going on in your guys' life. I just opened up to you guys about me getting pregnant for the first time. It was a good experience. I learned a lot about myself. And yeah, if you guys have any stories like that, make sure you leave it in the comments below, because I really do want to know. I want to feel like I'm connected to you guys. So put it in the comments below. Also, guys, don't forget to follow me on my social media pages. I'm going to put my social media at the end of this video, so that way you guys follow me and I go on lives and things like that, and we can all kind of link up and have a good time. But guys, I just want you guys to know that today is Wednesday, which is hump day.
Guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
No, just kidding. But today is Wednesday. Warrior Wednesday. That means that you are a warrior. You are special. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are smart. Knowledge is power, and power is mine. You have to tell that to yourself every day. My mom used to tell me that when I was growing up. So I'm going to share that knowledge with you guys, and that inspiration and that empowerment into you guys. I am so glad that you guys are part of Mi Familia. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right, guys, until next time, guys, be kind to each other, love up on one another, and make sure that you guys take the time to listen to somebody today and give them some encouraging words back, even on hump day. Bye, guys.